did I appear in Tlhabane?
Mr. Ramasipil was very specific. July 2020. In your answer, you even said 13 July 2020, I was not taken to court and I did not see Mr. Mjiako.
Umnumzana uRamasipili ukhulume ngqo ekhuluma ngelanga i-13 July 2020. Wena uma uphendula uthenge i-13 zika July. Wayiswa enkantolo kodwa awungenanga njengoba uchaza ukuthi kwakade kuvalwe ngama danger tape. Angimbonanga umnumzana uMjiako.
The date on which the witness said it was coded off with danger tapes, he said it was the 22nd of June 2020.
That's not the assertion. The assertion by Mr. Sibande is that you, Mr. Ramasipili,
Yes.
pertinently elicited that evidence that this witness on the 13th of July 2020, he never appeared in court and he never saw Mjiako.
As the court please.
That's the evidence. It's not me saying that.
Yes. What is your comment?
Wena uthini ngalokho njengoba umshushisi athi umnumzana Ramasipili ukubuze ukuthi nge-13 zika July uye waya enkantolo kodwa wena uthe awuzange umbone umnumzana Mjiako.
Kosenkantolo mina ngizange ngimbona ngithi njengamanje ngiphambi kosenkantolo. Kosenkantolo mayiphuma ngomnyango lapha ummeli uzoza kimi la angitshela ukuthi endoda ngikhona so. Mina uMjiako ngangimbona ngelokhoza nge-24 futhi ngeke sengibuka umuntu ngihlale ngimbuke emehlweni umuntu ohleli lapha angazange eze ngisho kimi kuzokhuluma nami ema-police station lapha ngangihlala khona.
Yes, my lord. On that particular date of the 13th, I did not see him. As the court is seated here, when the court adjourns, my defense counsel would come to meet into the accused dock. However, on this appearance, Mr. Mjiako never approached me, and I would not even focus on a person that was just sitting there in court.
Njengamanje aphambi kosenkantolo ke kwathiwa mina ngangimelelwe estate. Leyo estate azange ngayibona mina ngiyazi nakuyazi nakwamhla lokho.
And as it was mentioned here in court that I had a legal aid attorney, I never even saw that legal aid attorney.
Let me get this right. Did you appear in court or not?
Akuchazela wavela enkantolo noma awuzange uvela.
Ngithe kosenkantolo mina ngaya nge-13 zika July. Kodwa angisikhumbuli noma ngangena phakathi noma angena ngoba kunamalanga labe ngiya kuvala ngedanger tape amalanga ngisawazi kahle kahle.
My lord, I said I did go to court on the 13th of July. However, I do not recall whether I did go inside the courtroom or not, because there are some days when I arrived, the court was cordoned off.
So you were very specific. I'm talking about other days. I'm talking about this particular day. You were very specific in your answer. We can even listen to the record.
Uthi umshushisi wena wawukade uqondile ngempendulo yakho ngaleli langa le 13 July.
Okay? The one the court recording in this court. You can listen there.
What's that?
It seems that the defense would like, or they would like us to listen to the record of the 9th of February 2024.
Yes, yes.
Sengathi ummeli ufuna ukuthi kulalelwe ingxoxo esaba nayo nge-9 zika February.
we waiting again for lunch, madam. In the meantime, we
What
will
time is
listen to it. It's 10:52.
10:52.
To have the 12:52. So it's 10 minutes to 2 o'clock. To
I also want to listen to that. Let's study accused. You want to listen to it alone during the lunchtime?
No, madam.
Oh, I see. I want to listen to it also.
Thank you.
Right?
Ntanzi waye dengekho kade engezanga ekusa lesasimo labe kade evalelwe yedwa
due to the COVID-19.
njengoba kwakunalo ubhubhane lwe-COVID-19.
He has just been brought this moment together with the case docket.
Ulethwe ngalesi sikhathi nedokodo lalo icala.
Mr. Ntanzi is represented by Mr. Mjiako, who I believe will also like to address the court, Your Worship. Thank you.
Umshushisi uqhubeka loyana waseRustenburg uyasho ukuthi umnumzana uNtanzi umelwe umnumzana Mjiyakho eyikuthi ngiyabona ukuthi ngiyathemba ukuthi angafisa ukukhuluma nenkantolo.
So what is your comment on what I've just quoted now from Exhibit RR1?
Wena uthini ngalokho umshushisi aqeda ukucaphuna la kulobufakazi buka RR1?
Ngisacela ngeke uthi ngake ngekho mina noma.
Uthi umshushi ngalelo langa
Yeah.
la umshushisi efunda khona wawukade ukhona
Yeah.
la ukuthi esikhathini esidlulile ngalesikhathi icala lidlehliswa wawungekho
Yeah.
kodwa ngaleli langa
Nge-13
wawukade ukhona. Kulaye ukuthi kubhalwe ukuthi icala nali A171 ukuthi bekade kuyicala ebe umshushi umbuso ubhekane nawe Ntanzi la ukuthi uye washo ke umshushisi ukuthi ubongani Ntanzi wayekade engekho esikhathini esidlulile ngoba kwakade kunalolu bhubhane leli lwe-COVID-19 futhi ke ngalesi sikhathi uNtanzi ukhona ulethwe nedokodo be futhi umnumzana Ntanzi yena umelwe umnumzana Mjiyakho ukuthi ngiyathemba ukuthi yena uzimisela ukuthi angahle akhulume nenkantolo.
Kose inkantolo ngisacela ukuyiphendula le atsa kamshushisi.
My Lord, may I please respond to this assertion by the state?
Kose inkantolo eRustenburg mase ngikhumbula kahle nge-13 mangena emnyango kwasuka umuntu egqokele ijazi nefana labameli wakhuluma kwase kusuma omunye wakhuluma kwase kuthiwa mangiphume ngihambe azange nginike uchance nokuphakamisa isandla ukuthi ngikwazi ukuphendula ngisho magistrate akayikho into angibuza yona Nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, on the 13th, I went into the courtroom and a person who was wearing, who had robed like the state advocate stood up and addressed the court. And then another person also stood up and addressed the court, and I was instructed to leave the courtroom. I was not even given an opportunity to raise my hand.
Ngoba inkosi enkantolo engiphambi kwayo yangibuza ngabameli la ukuthi ngiyabazi ngavuma ukuthi ngiyabazi so le yaseRustenburg wenziwa yini ukuthi ngangibuza ukuthi lo mmeli ngiyamazi yini na.
Because this court asked me if I know my defense counsels, and I confirmed. Why was I not asked in Rustenburg if I knew those defense attorneys?
Ingakho ngiphendule ngeanswer ukuthi mina lo Mjiyakho lakaze ngimbona ngavele mangizothi ngena kusukuma abantu ababili bekhuluma ngizothi ubani ummeli la ngaphela akekho umuntu engimbuka straight ubani umuntu engikhulumela funa inkosi enkantolo akaze confirm ke ukuthi lo muntu uyamazi yini na.
Because my Lord, when there's two people standing and addressing the court, which one will I say is my attorney, as I never even saw the Mjiyakho gentleman eye to eye. He never even came to me.
So are you now changing your initial version that now you are inside the courtroom?
Manje usuyagoquka manje usewuthi usewungenile phakathi enkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba lapho mangifika la ngithanga sabakhumbula amalanga mina ngangena ngangeni ngoba kwesikhathi ngangifika kufaka i-danger tape nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, I believe I did mention here in court that there are days when I went in court and some days I could not go in as the court was cordoned off.
Okay, but do you listen to the proceedings of the 9th of February, and what you're explaining today is two different scenarios. Do you agree with me?
Kodwa usanda kulalela angisho laphayana lezinto bezikade zikhulunywa nge-9 zika February nalento ewisho manje uthi umshushisi izinto ezimbini ezihlukile.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba mina mawungibuza umbuzo ngiphendula kho ngibuza khona ngoba nommeli wami wayengilida. Ingakho ngithi nomjiyaka angizange ngembona. Ngeke ukuthi ngasuka umuntu kanosuma ngingazi ukuthi ubani kahle kahle kwenzakalani la bese kuthiwa futhi phuma uhambe same time.
My Lord, I believe when I am being asked a question, I respond to whatever question, as even my defense counsel was leading me, and I responded. So on that particular day, there were two people that stood and spoke. And I do not know who Mjiyako was.
Ingakho ngithi Nkosi enkantolo ngembona ngoba lapha ngiphambi kwakho Nkosi enkantolo ngibuzile ngabameli la ukuthi uyamazi ubaba uRamsepelo uyamazi baba uNkozelo ngasukuma ngama kadebe lo waseRustenburg kwenziwa yini ukuthi angangibuzi yena.
Therefore, my Lord, that is why I am saying I do not know him, because before this court, I was asked if I knew Mr. Ramsipidi or Mr. Mngomezulu, and I stood up and confirmed that indeed I know them. Why was I not asked in Rustenburg?
So why did you not explain when counsel was leading you that you saw two people, you did not know how to distinguish between the prosecutor as well as the defense counsel?
Uthi-ke umshushisi kungani ungazange uchaze ngalesikhathi ummeli wakho ezebe ekubuza imibuzo ngazo i9 ukuthi mina ngibone abantu abamini abekade bemile, omunye ubekade eme kufana njengomshushisi, omunye umile angazi angimazi naye, manje ngemva kwalokho bathi mina ngihambe. Uthi ungani ungayichazanga leyo ndaba leyo?
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba ukuthi lento engibuza ngomshushisi kusayita yodwa le ngiphendulayo.
My Lord, I believe what I am being asked by the state, it's still the same which I have answered.
Okay, let's start. On the 13th of July 2020, did you walk into the courtroom?
Uthi umshushisi asiqale phansi. Nge-13 zika July 2020 uye wangena na enkantolo phakathi egumbini lesenkantolo?
Yebo ngizosho njalo Nkosi enkantolo ngithi yebo ngishitha amalanga ngisabakhumbula engangena ngawo nengangenanga ngawo.
Yes, my Lord, I would say that I did go inside, as I have previously mentioned that I cannot remember the days in which I went into the courtroom and the days which I did not go into the courtroom.
Do you dispute that Mr. Mjiyako was present as well at court?
Wena uyaphika ukuthi umnumzana uMjiyako wayekade ekhona enkantolo?
Ukube weza ke Nkosi enkantolo bangitshena ukuthi ngikhona, hayi ngangabe ngithi yebo.
If he would have came to me and informed me that he was present, I would say yes.
No magistrate kube wangibuza ukuthi nguye nommeli wakho lo ngabe ngithi hayi mhlambe phambi Nkosi enkantolo ngabe ngithi yebo futhi.
And if the magistrate who said on that day would have asked me if that was my defense counsel, I would be answering yes.
Manje akaze ngidibana nalo mbuzo Nkosi enkantolo.
However, I never met such questions, my Lord.
But the record states otherwise, indicates that Mr. Mjiyako was present and even addressed the court on the date in question.
Kodwa lamaphepha lawa ayikuthi amaphepha walezinto ezikhulunywe eRustenburg wona abonisa into ehlukile, ngoba lamaphepha abonisa nokuthi umnumzana uMjiyako waphakama ekhuluma nenkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiphinde. Nkosi enkantolo lapha eRustenburg mangena ngemoto noSatsheni Mkhalo. Ngangahambi ngiyongena ngalo ngena ngakhona izibosha nje ngibona khona jika ama truck ngala ngangena ngomnyango lo wawungena lapho mangena ngiqhamuka kuyo magistrate mangithi ngene eminyango ngisamile la umuntu ebesukuma ekhuluma efake imask ngizothi ubani lo muntu efake nama dimas ngingambona ne face yakhe ngizothi ubani lo muntu Nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, I would repeat. My Lord, I was not going through the same entrance like all the other suspects or prisoners. I used to go into an entrance that would lead me directly into the courthouse, the courtroom wherein I would appear just in front of the magistrate. And upon my arrival, there was a person who was wearing a mask with sunglasses, and I did not see who that person was, and that person was speaking. Who would I identify the person as?
Ngoba inkosi enkantolo kube mhlambe la kubhalwe isikhathi engangena ngaso ngiphuma into ayenzeka ngespeed. Ibizobona nathi kufanele ngiphendule ngale athi ngiphendula ngoba namanje ngisame ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo nje.
Because my lord, if on these records time was showing, then it would be able, the court would be able to see the time which I went into court and exited the court.
This record indicates time that these proceedings started at 10:49 until 11:03. That's when the court was adjourned.
Uthi umshushisi lana kuyabonisa isikhathi ukuthi kuqalwe ngo-10:49 mizuzu eyishaka lolunye eyishumi nanye ngaphambi kwehora leshumi nane, bese kuthi inkantolo yona-ke kuqedwe ngemizuzu emithathu ngemva kwehora leshumi nane. 10:49 to 11:03, is that what you said, Mr.?
Yes, on page
As the court
page
pages.
6.
Yes. Uthi ke isikhathi isona leso ekuthi wakade ku 10 to 11.
And Mr. Mjiyako,
Isikhathi lesi inkosi enkantolo isikhathi sokuprinta amaphepha lesikhathi sokukhuluma mina ngena lapha phakathi phambi kwenkosi enkantolo.
My lord, is this the time when the documents were printed, or this is the time when I appeared in court?
this is the time you appeared in court.
What is
Between
cut?
those times.
Lesi ekuthi wena uvele ngaso enkantolo. Shukuthi kwa ngayenzeka ukuthi ungene ngo-10 to 11 waphuma ngo-3 minutes past 11.
Cha ngivumelani naso inkosi enkantolo mina. Ngangena speed ngaphuma ngespeed lapha inkosi enkantolo.
I dispute that time, my lord, as I quickly went into court and quickly exited the courtroom.
And the prosecutor said, Your Worship, Mr. Ntanzi, rather Mr. Mjiyako, informed me that he has got an application to make beforehand. And the court said, okay, let us hear.
Uthi ke umshushisi uye wathi inkosi yenkantolo umnumzana Ntanzi cha umnumzana Mjiyako ungitshele ukuthi unesicelo afisa ukusiyenza ngaphambi kokuthi singaqhubeka, bese inkantolo yathi asizweke leso sicelo.
And then Mr. Mjiyako said, as the court pleases. And then the court said, just speaking to one of the microphones, please. Thank you.
Umnumzana Mjiyako ke wasukuma wathi njengoba inkantolo ingivumela, bese umantshi wathi khulumela ngakomunye wemibhobho.
And Mr. Mjiyako said, as the court pleases, Your Worship, the matter we are prepared to apply for bail. However, there are discussions that are still happening with the investigating officer. I have been informed that there are other potential charges that the state is considering putting on my client. However, we are discussing, and such discussion will definitely have an impact on this current matter. As such, we will wish to apply for the matter to be postponed for the first week of August.
Bese ke umnumzana Mjiyako yena uye wathi ngiyabonga njengoba inkosi yenkantolo ingivumela. Inkosi yenkantolo njengoba sisazilungiselela ukufaka isicelo sokukhishwa ngebheyili, kodwa silibele siyezwa uma sikhuluma namaphoyisa aphethe lelicala ukuthi kunamanye amacala ukuthi ingathi bazimisela ukuthi bangahle bathwese umsolwa, kodwa thina njengoba sisakhulumisana nabo thina lokho kungahle kwenze ukuthi lelicala leli esifaka isicelo sakhona kungahle kube nezinto ezijikayo, bese thina ke siyacela ke ukuthi icala lihlethiselwe emuva kwiviki lokuqala lika August.
What is your comment?
Wena uthini ngalokho?
Inkosi enkantolo hayi mina ayangikhumbula inkosi enkantolo baba Mjiyako entshela ngendaba yebhayili.
My lord, I do not remember Mr. Mjiyako informing me with regards to bail.
angikhumbule serious kosenkantolo.
I seriously do not remember.
Is that all?
Iko kodwa lokho?
Njengoba ngisho kosenkantolo ukuthi angikhumbule phela ngangizojabula ngaphela ngamhlamba ngabe ngaphuma ngebail mina.
As I am saying, my lord, that I do not remember, I was going to be happy. Perhaps I would have been granted bail.
And the court wanted to know which date, and then Mr. Mjiyako said any date, first week of August, your worship.
Bese umantshi wabuza ukhuluma ngayiphi date. Mnumzane Mjiyako waphendula wathi noma yiphi date evikini lokuqala lika August. Nkosi yenkantolo.
Yebo.
Yes.
You see, even in this address, Mr. Mjiyako even referred you as my client.
Uyabona nakhona la umnumzane Mjiyako uma elibele ekhuluma ukhuluma ethi umuntu ongimmele.
And then on page 6, Mr. Mjiyako said any date, first week of August, your worship. 3 August, your worship.
Umnumzane Mjiyako ke yena wathi noma yiphi noma yiphi idate kwiviki lokuqala lika August noma yiphi inkantolo bese umnumzane Mjiyako yena wathi akube yi3 zika August.
Yebo ngiyazi.
Yes, I hear that.
And then when you go down the page, on page 6, Mr. Mjiyako again said that is correct, your worship. And then lastly he said he requested to be excused by the court, still on page 6.
Bese ke umnumzane Mjiyako ke yena wathi yebo lokho ngiyakuvuma nkosi yenkantolo bese yena umnumzane Mjiyako wacela ukuthi angakhululeka enkantolo.
And the matter was postponed to the 3rd of August.
Icala lona lahlethiselwa emuva lihlethiselwa i3 zika August 2020.
Yebo.
Yes.
Yes. So, what you explained earlier that Mr. Mjiyako was not present cannot be correct.
Logo owena ukushoyo noma logo okushilo esikhathini esidlulile ukuthi umnumzane Mjiyako wayekade engekho uthi umshushisi akusilona iqiniso.
Namanje ngiyaphinda kosenkantolo mina lokho ngimile ngalele gama engathi kosenkantolo mangena la phambi kwakho uzongibuza ukuthi ummeli uyasukuma akhuluma akuchazela ukuthi hayi ummeli ubani njengoba bahlale beza nalawe yena wayengangitshena engakusumanga akhulume nami magistrate angibuza ukuthi lo muntu lana ngiyavumelana lezinto ayikhulumayo ayikho iatsa ngangayibuza magistrate ngoba namanje mangakhuluma nenkosenkantolo inkosenkantolo ngangibuza sila sithi Ntanzo uyamuza ummeli wakho uthini ngithi yebo ngiyamuza ngiyavuma.
My lord, I am still repeating that even when I am to appear before this court, the court would ask me as soon as there is a defense counsel that is standing and claiming to represent me, if is this my defense attorney. And in Rustenburg, I was not asked, as the court did not ask me if I do hear or do I confirm what the defense attorney was saying.
In the proceedings of the 17th of August 2020, Mr. Mjiyako was not at court.
On what page?
On page 16. 16. 17 August 2020, page 16.
Page 16. We are on page 16. Uthi umshushisi ngalelo langa i-17 zika August umnumzane Mjiyako wayekade engekho enkantolo.
You were present at court, however, Mr. Mjiyako was not present.
Uthi wena wawukade ukhona enkantolo kodwa umnumzane Mjiyako engekho.
Yeah.
And the matter is
Yes.
postponed for attorney.
icala lahlethiselwa emuva lehlethiselwa ukuthi ummeli wakho azoba khona.
Yebo ngiyezwa.
Yes, I hear that.
And then here there was a typing error. It was supposed to say 20 August 2020. There was an appearance there.
Bese ikuthi ke lana kube kade kwamele ukuthi 20 August 2020.
Previously, Mr. Mjiyako was not at court.
Esikhathini esidlulile umnumzana uMjiyako wayekade engekho enkantolo.
And then he appears now on the 20th of August 2020.
Manje ke kulayi ukuthi yena uba khona ke nge-20 zika August 2020.
Somehow the message should have gotten to him that the matter was postponed on the 20th of August 2020.
Ekuchaza ukuthi kwamele ukuthi umlayezo ufikile kuye umnumzana uMjiyako ukuthi icala lihlethiselwe emuva lihlethiselwe i-20 zika August 2020.
What is your comment?
Ikhona into ongathanda ukuyiphawula ngalokho?
Anto ngiphawula Nkosi enkantolo manje ngishithi nama-data sekhotha sehlabana ngisawakhumbula.
There is nothing that I would comment on, as I have previously stated that the court dates of Hlabani, I do not recall them.
And then the prosecutor, our quotes from page 22, 20 August 2020, prosecutors, the court pleases, Your Worship, this will be case A171 of 2020, State versus Bongani Ntanzi.
Uthi-ke naku umshushisi uye washo ukuthi ngiyabonga Nkosi enkantolo njengoba ngivumela icala leli cala i-case number yakhona u-A171 2020 icala ekuthi bekade umshushisi ebhekene ubushushisi bubhekene noBongani Ntanzi.
Mr. Ntanzi is represented by Mr. Mjiyako, and the matter was remanded for him, Your Worship, and a possible bail application.
Umnumzana Ntanzi umelwe umnumzana uMjiyako ekuthi icala liye lahlethiselwa emuva Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi bazofaka isicelo sokukhishwa ngebheyili.
My learned friend, Mr. Mjiyako, would like to address the court as the court pleases.
Ummeli uthi yena angacela ukukhuluma nenkantolo.
And the court said, Mr. Mjiyako, this is what he has to say on that day.
Inkantolo ke yona yathi mnumzana uMjiyako ke wakhuluma lamazwi alandelayo.
As the court pleases, Your Worship, I apologize this morning for arriving late. Your Worship, I have received instruction from Mr. Ntanzi that he wishes to abandon his bail application.
Bese ke umnumzana uMjiyako yena waphakama wathi ngiyabonga Nkosi enkantolo ngicela ukufisa ngokuthi ngixolise ngokufika ngemva kwesikhathi bese mina Nkosi enkantolo umnumzane Ntanzi ungitshele ukuthi yena ufisa ukuthi ayeke lesicelo sokufaka ibail.
Nkosi enkantolo.
My lord,
Lento ekhulunywa la ngiqala ukuzwa ukuthi mina ngathi angifuni ibail nokuthi ngangifunela ibail eRustenburg Nkosi enkantolo.
what is being mentioned here, it's my first time hearing it, that I did not want bail or there was a possible bail application in Rustenburg, my lord.
Kangaya kanjani Nkosi enkantolo ibail ngazi ukuthi mangiphuma mhlawumbe ngizobuyela lapha engisebenza khona ngiqhubeka nokusupport abazali bami.
How would I leave an opportunity to be granted bail or apply for bail, whereas I knew that if I were to be granted bail, I would possibly go back to work and maintain my family?
Okunye Nkosi enkantolo iphi answer ka-magistrate lapha ngibuza khona ukuthi mina ngiyasihoxisa ngempela nesicelo sebail ngoba phela ngibuze na ukuze ngikwazi ukuphendula why ingaveli answer yakhe la.
And my lord, where is the answer which the magistrate asked me on whether am I indeed abandoning bail, because it is also supposed to be on this transcript.
Manje mina Nkosi enkantolo ngiyaqala lokho ukuzwa nqa ukuthi ngenqaba ibail Nkosi enkantolo.
And my lord, it's my first time hearing that I refused or I abandoned a bail application.
And then the court went further on to say yes, and Mr. Mjiyako said, pending the negotiation with the state on various other matters, Your Worship.
Uthi inkantolo yona yathi yebo nani futhi mnumzana uMjiyako yena wathi kusakhulunyisanwa phakathi kombuso ngezinye indaba Nkosi yenkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo namanje ngiyasho mina umjiyaka azange ngaxhumana naye mina.
My Lord, I still maintain that I never had contact with Mjiako.
Akazaza yenze lento enziwa ngabameli ukuthi befike kimi ejele kuthiwa bezokhuluma nami bengibonisa amaphepha bengitshene bengibuza into ezazenza ngazange ngixhumane nomjiyako mina.
He has never done what the other defense counsel has been doing to me, coming to prison and consulting with me and showing me some documents. He has never done that.
Ukube mhlambe Nkosi enkantolo ufikile la washo ukuthi wayethunywa ubani wefamily mhlambe lo wefamily nami ukuthi bengamfanele uzongitshela ngathi lo muntu omlethe kimi uthaka zothini.
Perhaps if he would have stated who had sent him from my family, then I would have maybe contacted that family member and asked, who is this particular person and what is this person here to do?
Was he present at court on this date?
Ubekade ekhona kodwa enkantolo ngalelo langa.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba ngithemba namadate ngisawakhumbula Nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, I believe I have mentioned that I do not remember the dates.
So do you dispute this document when it indicates that he was present at court and even addressed the court?
Kodwa leli phepha uphikisana nalo na uma lona lithi umjiyakho wayekade ekhona futhi waphakama ekhuluma nenkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo ngisho ukuthi mina umjiyakho wayengekho wayekhona. Bengiphendule answer mina ukuthi azange ngathi Nkosi enkantolo mina ngizokuthiwa mina ngithi ngifuna ibail. Phela magistrate kwafanele ngibuze ukuthi iqiniso ukuthi ngifuna ibail ngiphakamisa isandla nginte Nkosi enkantolo ngivumelana nalo nto leyo.
My Lord,
ngizojabula Nkosi enkantolo ngazi ukuthi ngibuyele emsebenzini futhi. Ngizojabula kakhulu Nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, I did not say whether Mr. Mjiako was present or not. I was just responding to the question as I am being asked, and I was actually going to be happy, knowing
Yes.
that when I'm granted bail, I'm going back to work.
Respond to the question, was he present or not present?
Uthi ke umshushisi uphendule umbuzo wakhe. Mjiako wayekade ekhona noma wayekade engekho enkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo angeke ngithi wayekhona ngeke ngithi wayengekho ngoba wayengezi kimi noma icala seliphelile Nkosi enkantolo mayeguqa uphuma njengoba nawe uphuma ngeNkosi enkantolo ngomnyango ubaba umgomezulu uyeza ke mangitshele nobaba Sipho ukuthi kusasa sihamba ngayiphi indlela so yena kezanga ke so ngizothi lo muntu ukhona noma akekho.
My Lord, I would not say whether was he present or not because he never approached me, as even when the court adjourned, and like Mr. Ramsipidi and Mr. Mgomezulu would do, coming and approaching me and informing me of the proceedings for the next day. But he never came to me.
And then Mr. Mjiako further addressed the court as follows. And pending the negotiations with the state on various other matters, Your Worship.
Yena ke umnumzana Mjiako washo ke ukuthi Nkosi yenkantolo kusanengxoxo ezikhona phakathi komshushisi nathi ngamanye ngezinye indaba.
What is the comment?
Wena uPaul uthini ngalokho?
Nkosi enkantolo namanje mina ngithi lokho kwakhulunywa la angihambisana nakho ngoba wayena mjiyakho wayetshena kubantu ngineqala eRustenburg mina.
My Lord, I differ with what is being said here. Who had informed Mr. Mjiako that I had a matter in Rustenburg?
Ngoba kwalona lele ngiphambi kwalo phambi kwaNkosi enkantolo wayetshena ubani nanokuthi ngibani wayetshena ukuthi ngiboshiwe ngibani wayemtshenile.
Because even this current matter, my Lord, who had informed him about this current matter?
Yeah, that's where we're getting.
Uthi siyalapho.
And that's precisely the point we're getting to. Who informed him?
Futhi siyakulo lolo daba lokuthi ubekade etshelwe ubani.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a person that he calls this land.
Uthi utshelwe yilo muntu ambiza athi umuntu ammele.
Iphutha lo Nkosi enkantolo.
That is a lie, my Lord.
The person happens to be with him at.
Maka-
I have no particular interest in the matter except for the fact that I'm an officer of the court and I'm here to follow the proceedings. The state is insinuating to Mr. Ntanzi there that Mr. Mchiyako was called by the person who he calls his client. In the context of what is happening here, it is Mr. Ntanzi who appears to be Mr. Mchiyako's client. Where does the state get that information from?
Yes,
That-
Mr. Sibande. Oh, it's still going on.
I'm done, my lord.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I'm pausing.
Yes, Mrs. Bande.
My lord, I'm saying exactly what Mr. Mnisi is saying to the accused person. I want to know, because here he's even said, my client, on the proceedings of the 13th of July 2020. So I'm trying to get to that. How?
As it please the court, my lord, I think there is something that the state is missing here, and I feel legally and morally obliged to assist. The purpose of a cross-examination is not to trick a witness. The purpose of a cross-examination is to assist the court to come to a just and equitable finding. It does not help the court for a cross-examiner to trick a witness in order to get into a particular point. This witness has consistently been saying, at no point was Mr. Mchiyako introduced to me by the court. Whether Mr. Mchiyako is saying this is my client or this is not my client, that information did not filter down to this witness. This witness consistently say, I never know Mr. Mchiyako, nor even the court said, Mr. Ntanzi, do you confirm Mr. Mchiyako to be your attorney? So that everything comes from this witness. So to come and say that Mr. Mchiyako says, when he addresses the court, he says, my client tells me this, my client tells me this, it's a different story, my lord.
Yes, Mrs. Bande.
As the court pleases, my lord, I am going according to the record. As I read the record and then I'm asking questions. That's what I'm merely doing. I'm not trying to trick the witness.
You are not playing tricks with the witness.
No, I'm not doing that.
Mr. Mnisi, he says he's reading the record.
Yes,
Mr. Sebande.
Thank you, my lord. But the state again, as an officer of the court, need to contextualize the answers that are coming from the witness. The witness has consistently been saying, even the court himself never verified with me whether I am Mr. Mchiyako's client. And that is the procedure, my lord. So if then the state says, Mr. Mchiyako, when he says that this is my client, without the court having verified that information with this client, it's a gross misrepresentation of fact for the state, therefore, to come up and say the client that Mr. Mchiyako was representing is this client, if that information does not come from him. Client and an attorney relationship is based on the relationship of agency and a principal. This is the principal. The principal says, this is my agent, this is my attorney. He comes here and say, I do not know this person. The state keeps on saying, you are this client. Where does he get that information from? Because the principal says, I do not know this person. Otherwise, we're wasting time with this kind of a cross-examination, my lord. From where I'm standing, I am saying the state, if there's a case that he has made, a point that he's made, he'll better have to argue that point at the end of it all.
Yes, Mr. Sebande.
As the court pleases. My lord was trying to elicit information from the witness, and then he was there. He can comment. If he cannot comment, then we'll move on.
Yeah, just proceed. You can argue the point.
Okay, the matter was eventually postponed to the of August 2020, and then you were not at court. We will not look at that appearance.
Bese icala lona lahlethiselwa emuva lihlethiselwa i-3 zika-August 2020 la ukuthi bokade ungekho enkantolo leyo ngeke siyibheke.
Mr. Mjiaka also indicated that there were pending negotiations with the state. Do you know anything about that?
Umnumzana Mjiyako la uthe kuneyingxoxo ebezikade zikhona phakathi kombuso nani nje ngawe naye uMjiyako njengoba uthi bekade ekumele. Uyazi ukuthi eziphi ingxoxo akhuluma ngazo?
Angizazi kusenkantolo ngikhulumela iphutha futhi.
I do not know, my lord. Those negotiations, he is lying.
And the matter was postponed. Okay, Mr. Mjiako confirmed the date and the matter was postponed to 5 October.
Bese ke umnumzana Mjiyako ke wavuma ilanga lelo icala lahlethiselwa i-5 zika-October.
And then the proceedings of the 5th of October 2020, they are not in this record. It's noted that there is no power as per Exhibit R.
Lokho bekade kukhulunywa nge-5 zika-October akukho la ngenxa yokuthi kubhaliwe ukuthi kwakade kungena gesi ngalelo langa.
And then there was an appearance on the 27th of October 2020.
On which page?
It's on page 27.
Page 27. Kuthiwa ke kuye kwaba ukuthi uvele enkantolo nge-27 zika-October 2020.
And then both yourself and Mr. Mjiako were not present in court.
Wena nomnumzana Mjiyako nanikade ningekho.
And then there was an appearance as per Exhibit EE in Boksburg Magistrate Court.
Kwaba ke nokuthi nivele ukuya ngobufakazi buka EE nivele eBoksburg enkantolo.
And the record for that particular appearance is EE1.
Ubufakazi buka EE1 bukhona obusetshenzisiwe.
And on I will start on page 2. The court on page on line 20 indicated that court, thank you, Mr. Mjiako. Do you confirm your appearance on behalf of accused number 2? And Mr. Mjiako said, yes, Your Worship, I do confirm. I apologize for not introducing myself. This morning I introduced myself to a wrong magistrate.
Uthi yena ke ngalelo langa umnumzana Mjiyako waya ke ku ekhona wayekade ekhona ke enkantolo. Inkantolo yathi umnumzana Mjiyako uyavuma ukuthi wena umele ummangalelwa. Umnumzana Mjiyako wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo ngiyavuma ukuthi ngimele umsolwa. Ngiyaxolisa nokuthi ngingezi kuwe ukuzozazisa ngiye kubantshi okungasi uyena waleli cala.
What is your comment?
Wena uPaula uthini?
Kusenkantolo anti kwakusho yena uMjiyako ngingasho yena uNtanza ngithi.
My lord, that is what Mjiyako said, not Ntanzi.
Was Mr. Mjako present at Boxback on the 27th of October 2020?
wayekade ekhona eBoxback nge-27 zika-October 2020 umjiyakho?
kuleli cala esiphambi kwalo njengamanje.
Yes.
Uthi yebo kulo leli cala.
Yebo wayekhona Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord, he was present.
Was it still the same person that you saw at Tabane Magistrate Court?
Kwakukade kuwuye lo muntu lobo kade umbone enkantolo yaseTlhabane.
Ngisho Nkosi enkantolo angikwazi ukuqaphela umuntu mina umuntu mayefaka imaki ehlale efaka izibuko ngizombona njani efaka amadimasi ukuthi nguya usuyena.
Unfortunately, my lord, I was not able to recognize the person as he was wearing a mask and sunglasses. How was I going to identify that this is the same person?
And then after that appearance at Boxback Magistrate, we go back to Exhibit RR1.
Ngemva lapho kubuyelwa ke kubufakazi buka RR1.
And I'll read it's on page 32.
Tike uzofunda into
What the prosecutor says, as the court pleases your worship, that will case number A171 of 20 on 11 November 2020, Mr. Ntazi is represented by Mr. Mjiyako. The matter was remanded to day for further investigations and case docket. Your worship, per agreement, will request that this matter be remanded until 26 November 2020 for the outcome of the representation which the defense has submitted to the National Director of Public Prosecutions.
Umshushisi ke ngalelo langa uye wasukuma wathi Nkosi yenkantolo ngiyabonga njengoba kuyi-11 zika November namuhla umnumzane Ntanzi yena umelwe umnumzane Mjiyako icala lihlehliselwe ukuthi kusaphenywa futhi icala kwamele kulethwe nedokodo la ukuthi Nkosi yenkantolo kusaqhubeka ukuthi kunemvumelwano yenziwe yokuthi icala libuyiselwe emuva ukufikela i-26 zika November 2020 ukuthi sizothola isinqumo esibuya kubaphathi babashushisi.
And continues to read, that is the earliest date we are having, your worship, considering that Mr. Ntanzi here will be appearing on 27, then there was an interruption at Boxback Magistrate, your worship. Thus would like to first deal with the matter prior to that, his appearance.
Bese ke uye washo ke waqhubeka umshushisi ukuthi umnumzane Ntanzi kunelicala ukuthi uvela ngalo nge-27 bese kunala uye wathikaziseka khona waqhubeka ethi uvela ekwecala elase Boxback la ukuthi wena ufisa ukuthi uye kulelo cala ngaphambi kokuthi kungaxoxwa leli cala.
And then the court said, okay, Mr. Mjiyako, do you confirm the date? Mr. Mjiyako, I confirm the arrangement, I confirm the date.
Bese inkantolo yabuza ke umantshi wabuza ke umnumzane yakho ukuthi uyakuvuma lokho uyalivuma naleyo date umnumzane Mjiyako wasukuma wathi yebo.
On what is on the record as I'm listening. Is he not saying Mr. Ntanzi says? I mean, the magistrate, just read what the magistrate says. I'm just listening. Yes, you read it because he
Court, okay, Mr. Mjiyako, do you confirm the date?
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Mjiyako, I confirm the arrangement, I confirm the date.
Okay, fine, sorry about that.
As
So
the
it's
court pleases, my
Mr.
lord.
Mjiyako, yeah, fine.
Uthi ke inkantolo yathi umnumzane Mjiyako uyakuvuma lokho nalelo langa umnumzane Mjiyako yena wasukuma wathi yebo Nkosi yenkantolo ngiyavuma njengoba sekushiwo futhi ngiyavuma naleli langa elise liphawuliwe.
What is your comment?
Uphawula uthini ngalokho?
Nkosi enkantolo mina ayikho into engayiphendula namanje ngisazibuza phambi kwakho Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi lo muntu lo zonke lezi ndlela ehamba wayethunywe ngubani?
My lord,
Akwabani?
there is nothing that I can comment on because I am still asking myself, even all these trips when he was going to and fro, who had sent him?
Ngubani wayemtshela ukuthi edate esonge enkantolo bana ngoba lo muntu engafiki kimi Nkosi enkantolo sizokhuluma.
Who was informing this particular person with regards to the date, because he never came to me and consult with me.
Ngisafuna Nkosi enkantolo ukwazi namanje.
I would still like to know to date.
And then before we go back to Exhibit RR on Exhibit EE2,
uthi ngaphambi kokuthi siqhubeke lana usafunda lobu bufakazi obunye.
page 1 of Exhibit EE2, paragraph 10. The appearances are as follows. The presiding officer, Mr. Havenga, appear for the state, Mr. G.D. Baloy. The interpreters, Ms. Mabena. Mr. Sibi, accused 1, appears in person. Mr. Mjiak is on record for accused number 2. Mr. Ntanzi.
Bese ke kuye kwashiwo ukuthi kumantshi kwakade kubani bese umshushisi kwakade kuBaloyi uToliki kwakade kuMabena umsola wokuqala ubekade ezimele umsola wesibini uNtanzi.
Yebo.
Any
Yes.
comments?
Ikhona into ongayiphawula lapho?
Ayikho into engayiphawula Nkosi enkantolo.
No comment, my lord.
And then there was an application that was brought by the media houses. I'll not dwell much on that one.
Kuyokwaba nesicelo esafakwa ilabo bamaphepha kodwa umshushisi uthi yena ngeke akhulume ngakho lokho.
And this document confirms that Mr. Mjiako was at court in that particular day.
Le ncwadi iyabonisa ukuthi umnumzana uMjiyakho wayekade ekhona futhi enkantolo ngalelo la.
Ilanga lase Bosberg lase Hlabane.
Are you referring to the Boksburg date or the Tlhabane date?
Boksburg, 27 November 2020.
Uthi eBoksburg nge-27 zikaNovember 2020.
Angizange nqabe phambi Nkosi enkantolo.
I did not dispute that in court, my lord.
And then now let's go back to Exhibit RR, the proceedings at Tlhabane.
Asiqhubeke sibuyele la eTlhabane.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the proceeding starts as court accused. Do you confirm that you have terminated the instructions of Mr. And then there was a disturbance there?
Will you please refer me to the
Page
page?
36.
36.
36, yes.
Uthi ke naku kuyaqalwa ke inkantolo iyasho ukuthi umsolwa uyavuma ukuthi wena usewuhoxisile bese lana kuye kwaba nokuthi kuthikaziseke wena.
Sengihoxise ini.
What has the accused terminated?
Instructions to Mr. And then there was a disturbance in the recording.
Kuthiwa usohoxisile inkulumo noma ukuthi umelwe umnumzana bese la akusazwakalanga kahle ukuthi bekade kuthiwa umnumzana bani.
Kwakuyiphi date le Nkosi enkantolo? Ngicela ngikhumbuze ngama date ukuze ngizokukhona ukuphendula inkulumo lami.
May you please refer me to a date so that I would be able to respond?
22nd of January 2021.
Uthi i-date kwakuyi 22 zika January 2021.
Yebo.
Yes.
What can you comment?
Ungaphawula uthini?
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngisakhumbula ukuthi yona nivele date le ngatshela ngayo Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi angimfuni lo muntu lo.
Yes, my lord, I do not remember if is this the particular date when I informed the court that I did not want this particular person.
Yes, from Exhibit RR now, it says, I'm trying to figure out what does it say. Accused appears on digitally recorded. Ms. Chia informs court that accused terminated instructions and wishes to withdraw as an attorney of record.
Kuthiwa ke kubufakazi obunye laphayana kubhaliwe ukuthi umsolwa uthi yena akasakhulumelwi yilo mmeli othize eyikuthi yena uthe lo bekade emkhulumela enkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo khapha ngifuna ukucacisela khona nguye wasiphumela noma uthi yimi engamxoshayo.
My lord, I would like clarity. Is it saying he had terminated his services or I terminated his services, my lord?
From Exhibit RR, let me read Exhibit RR so that it can be interpreted to you, because exhibit RR1, it just starts with the court now making a remark, but this one, this is what it says.
Uthi uzokufundela le ukuthi iyasho laphayana ngoba la ivele iqala ngokuthi uMantshi useka yakhuluma laphayana ithi
Ms. Chia informs court that accused terminated instructions and wishes to withdraw as attorney of record.
umama uTshiya utshela inkantolo ukuthi umsolwa uthi yena akasafuna ukuthi amelwe yilo mmeli.
What is your comment?
uPaula uthini ngalokho?
Kusenkantolo ngithi mina yimi engamxosha akasixoshanga yena yimi engamxosha ngaphakamisa isandla ngamxosha mina.
My Lord, I am saying I am the one that rose my hand and terminated his services.
Is it a his or a hers?
Uthi yini umuntu wesilisa
No,
noma umuntu
I'm
wesifazane?
asking the person who's reading the record.
Ms. Chia.
Yeah, it's not referring to a man. Are you saying on the record, Miss Chia?
As the
Yes, I
court
said
does.
Ms. Chia.
Because I hear the accused saying he's the one who fired him. So
Manje
it's a miss.
A miss.
Okay.
kukhulunywa ngomuntu wesifazane umama uTshiya.
Yebo nkosenkantolo wasukuma enkantolo wathi uzama ukukhuluma efaka igama lami Jiyaka sengiphakamisa isandla ke ngathi nkosenkantolo ngicela ningixoshele lo mama lo mina.
Yes, my Lord, she tried to raise and inform the court with regards to Mr. Mjiako, and I rose my hand and said, can the court please remove this particular woman?
Yes, so now reading from the record, exhibit RR1, the court started where you left off. Court accused, you confirm that you have terminated the instructions to Mr. and accused, it is so, your worship, court. So going forward, what are you intending to do?
Bese ke lana kula inkantolo ibekade ikubuza ukuthi uyavuma wena ukuthi usumhoxisile umnumzana bese kwaba nalo kuyakuthikaziseka wena waqhubeka wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo bese ke inkantolo iyabuza ukuthi manje ukuqhubeka wena uzimisele ukwenza njani uma siqhubeka.
Yebo.
Yes,
Is that what really happened on the day in question?
into eyenzakele ngalelo langa.
Ngelanga lela ngaxosha ngalo mama la ngasho ukuthi ngicela benginikeza iloya lapha phambi kwesenkantolo.
Yes, my Lord, on the date when I terminated the services of that lady, I did mention that I would request the court to give me an attorney.
And then exhibit EE3 on page 1. I think line 11. Mr. Mjiako is now appearing for accused 2, but he has now an intention to withdraw on behalf of accused 2, and he has written a letter that we beg leave to hand up.
Bese kubufakazi buka EE3 umnumzana Mjiyako kuthiwa yena bese sekamele umsolo wesibini kodwa uzimisele ukuthi ahoxe njengommeli wakamsolo wesibini futhi unencwadi eyikuthi ubekade eyibhalile ecela ukuthi leyo ncwadi yamukelwe yinkantolo.
And then the letter was read in court.
Incwadi leyo iye yafundwa enkantolo.
Kosenkantolo loko khulunywa ngumshushisi mhlambe ekhuluma kephi court yase Rustenburg ole Bosport fela ngicacisele umshushisi phambi kosenkantolo ukuze kungezukulahleka.
My Lord, can it please be clarified to me which court were we referring to? Is the state referring to the Boksburg court or Rustenburg court?
The Boksburg court, sir.
Utenkantolo yase Boksburg.
Yebo ngiyazwa.
Yes, I hear that.
So, what is your comment on this withdrawal?
When uPaula uthini njengoba yena wayekade ehoxa njengommeli.
Kosenkantolo ngithi mina akasihoxelanga namanje yimi engamxoshanga kosenkantolo uxosha umuntu nokuyihoxela kuhlukene kosenkantolo.
My Lord, I am saying he did not withdraw his services. I terminated his services.
My Lord, the letter has been read on record. I will not repeat what the letter says. It's been read on record.
Just read it, so that we don't have problems about a letter which was not read. Just read it.
Yeah, the letter starts with the letterheads of Mr. Mchiako, Attorneys Inc., the Director of Public Prosecutions, Attention Advocate G. Baloy, per email. I want to place the email on record. Date 3 March 2021. Dear says, R.E. State versus Ntanzi for Sloras case 636 of 10/2014, paragraph 1. We confirm that we act on behalf of Mr. Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, who is accused number 2 in the above matter. Paragraph 2, immediately after the last court appearance, Mr. Ntanzi withdrew our mandate as his attorneys of record and opted to be represented by Legal Aid Board.
Uthi-ke kunencwadi leyana le ebhaliwe la ikuthi yasho ukuthi ngemva kokuthi icala lihlethiselwe emuva umnumzane Ntanzi yena wathi ke ufisa ukuthi angasasisebenzisi njengabameli bakhe yena wazikhethela ukuthi amelwe abameli abe Legal Aid Board laba abangakhokhelwa.
Kosenkantolo ngiyathemba ngoba angitolekela ubhodi la le answer le kwakufanele ayicacise ukuthi yimi engimxoshile angathena uzihoxele.
My Lord, I believe as it is being interpreted, he should have said that I am the one that terminated his services, not that he is withdrawing.
Ngoba nkosenkantolo ngoNovember eBosport ngazama ukuphakamisa isandla ngifuna ukutshela inkosenkantolo into enziwa lo muntu inkosenkantolo ayizange ngivumele ngisabathenga enzimini so inkosenkantolo ayizange ngivumele eBosport.
Because my Lord, even in Boksburg court, when I tried to inform the court that I have terminated the services and I also tried doing my hands like this, the court did not allow me to do such, man.
Ingakho ngize ngathola uchance eRustenburg ukumxosha nje.
And that is when I got a chance in Rustenburg to terminate his services.
We also not been receiving financial instructions from Mr. Ntanzi.
Futhi yaqhubeka ithi bebalibele bangakhokhelwa umnumzane Ntanzi.
Kosenkantolo kusuka aqaleni wayekhokhela ubani?
From the beginning, my Lord, who paid him?
Ubani oyemnika imali ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi uMagogo engakamniki imali yakhe. Angeke uMagogo support ingane zami aphinda support yena ngemali yaMagogo kosenkantolo.
Because I know for sure that my grandmother was not going to give him her money. She wouldn't support my children and also pay the defense counsel.
Paragraph 4, Mr. D.N. Mchiako, who has previously appeared on behalf of Mr. Ntanzi, is no longer with our firm and has joined the Cape Bar as a people advocate.
Futhi-ke kuthiwa umnumzane Mchiako, D.N. Mchiako lo bekade esebenzela le nkampani yena akasekho nabo yena usekasebenzela eKapa njengo advocate.
Yebo ngiyazwa.
Yes, I hear that.
Paragraph 5, I am mindful of our duty to formally inform the court about these developments and to withdraw as Mr. Ntanzi's attorneys of record. However, due to a family bereavement, I am unable to make it to court on Friday, 5 March 2021, and my other colleagues are out of the province.
futhi ke mina ngiyazi ukuthi bekwamele ngize enkantolo ngizocebisa inkantolo ukuthi asisameli umnumzane Ntanzi njengoba ukuthi yena ubekade esehoxise ukuthi simmele kodwa ngoba sinesifo ekhaya ngeke ngikwazi ukuthi mina ngifike enkantolo ngolesihlanu nge5 zika March futhi nalabo abanye engisebenza nabo baphumile abekho eGoli.
Paragraph 6. May I therefore humbly request your assistance in informing the court on our behalf about these developments and to request that our non-appearance be excused and our withdrawal of Athens record be confirmed.
Futhi ke mina ngiyafisa ukuthi ungidlulisele umlayezo ukuthi ukungezi kwethu enkantolo kube ukuthi kuyavunyelwa bese isicelo sethu sokuthi thina sihoxiswe njengabameli kuleli cala sivunywe leso sicelo futhi sibekwe nasenkantolo.
Paragraph 7. Thanking you in advance for your kind assistance herein.
Bese ke kwi paragraph ye7 kuthiwa ngiyakubonga njengoba ungakangiphenduli
And then
njengoba ngokuthumelela incwadi.
at the bottom of the page, there's a legal practice council number 18209. CIPC registration number 2017/1492229/21.
Kubhaliwe ke ukuthi labameli laba bona bebakade beregistariwe futhi ne registration number yabo nayi iyasho njengoba umshushisi ayisho.
And then VAT 4510284914.
Nentela futhi iyabayasho ukuthi bebakade bekhokhela intela nayi inombolo yabo yentela.
And then address 10-18th Street, Melville, Johannesburg.
Ikheli labo nalo lithi 10/8th Street, Melvin, Johannesburg.
Then 2109 Tel.
Namafoni number ke nawo bayawasho
0 +27114822335.
nawo amafoni number ebawashoyo ukuthi 0114822325.
Email @mjiyako.com.
I-email address ke nayo ithi info@mjiyako.com.
Website mjiyako.com.
Ne website ke iyasho ukuthi mjiyako.com.
Directors Dineo Chia brackets managing director.
Bese ke abaphathi omunye wabo uDineo Chia kuthiwa uyena managing director umphathi ophethe laphayana.
LLB Limpopo.
Yena wafunda ke eLimpopo efundela ezobulungiswa.
Khatiso Mphahlele LLB Vets.
Kuno Khatiso Mphahlele naye wafundela ezobulungiswa eVets.
LLM Labor Law UP.
Wafunda futhi nangomthetho wabasebenzi e-University of Pretoria.
Certificate in Labor Dispute Resolution Stellenbosch.
Yena futhi ube naso i-certificate esokuxazulula amacala wabasebenzi wasithola eStellenbosch.
Senior Associate Ntokozo Mjiyako LLB Vets.
Bese ke ukhona omunye ke uNtokozo Mjiyako wathola i-LLB laphayana eVets.
PDM Vets.
Futhi wafunda ne-PDM khona eVets.
Senior Consulting Attorney.
Ummeli omkhulu obekade ekukhulunywa naye.
Melanie Naidu BA Vets.
Umeleni Naidu ukuthi yena wathola iBA eVets.
LLB Vets.
Wafundela futhi nabo ezobulungiswa eVets.
LLM Vets.
Ne-LLM wayifundela eVets.
Advanced Diploma in Banking, Bankers
Wathola.
Institute of SA.
Wathola futhi ne-diploma eye banking.
Junior Consulting Attorney Faith Hentley LLB UNISA.
Kwakade kunomunye ongaphansi kwabo bonke uFaith Hentley oyikuthi wathola i-LLB yakhe eUNISA.
And then that was page 1, page 2. The letter starts with the Mjiyako letterheads, and then it says yours sincerely, and then there's a signature, Mjiyako Attorneys Inc. DL Chia.
Bese ke ngala emuva kuyabonakala ukuthi kwasayinwa yena uDL Chia lo muntu wesifazane.
And then the same details that I placed on record regarding page 1 at the bottom, legal practice council number, CIPC registration number, VAT, address, email is still the same.
Bese nala logo kuyafana nalogo osikufunde ngakwi-page yokuqala.
If you can comment, 22nd of June 22nd of January 2021. Now we are back at Rustenburg.
Uthi uma ungaphawula sibuyela laphayana kwi-22 zika January eRustenburg.
If you can give the court a comment, Ms. Chia that appeared, or the one who informed the court that the mandate has been terminated, is she still from the same firm as Mr. Mjiako?
Lo mama uchiya lo othe bona usuba hoxisile njengabameli bakho uyena lo okukhulunywa ngayo osebenzisana nomjiyakho.
Angimazi Nkosi enkantolo.
I do not know her, my lord.
Okay. So now we're done with the document. This question has got nothing to do with that document. So, Sergeant Mohane, who booked you out as the occurrence books and confirms the correctness of those entries, that you had no injuries, and you said in your own evidence he was good, he was even concerned, even asked if you are okay, even at some stage stopped and said some words in Venek yekelang diamond.
Uthi ke uSergeant Mohane oye wabhala laphayana kule ncwadi yasesiphoyiseni ethi wena ulethwe kahle futhi awulimalanga, lo owena ubukade usho ukuthi akakushayanga futhi kwakade kuumuntu olungile, uye wagcina ekhuluma namazwi ethi yekelani diamond.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo wakhuluma amazwi. Nkosi enkantolo angeke ndate ubaba uMkhana abhalele ukhuza Nkosi enkantolo. Abhala ukuthi ngishayiwe. Angabe ngiqala ngaye state phambi kwamaphoyisa onke lana abopha abantu.
Yes, my lord. He was a good man, and he was not going to write that I was assaulted. It would have been the first amongst all the police officers.
Would he not have interfered or intervened if those entries were incorrect?
Yena umnumzana Mohane bengeke na khulume noma abatshele uma engabe lento ekuthi ibhaliwe yayikade kungaseyiqiniso.
Akhulume.
Bengeke na uMkhane abatshele laba ababhalayo noma yena uma ebhala bengeke alungise lelo phutha ukuthi cha akusiyiqiniso lo muntu lo ushayiwe, asibhaleni ukuthi lo muntu lo ushayiwe.
Nkosi enkantolo ngebhadi angibonanga lapho kubhalwa khona Nkosi enkantolo.
My lord, unfortunately, I did not see even where it was written.
So now in conclusion,
Mase sesigoqa,
the police that were involved in this taking down of statements, whether escorts, police at the police stations, Mohane, Kininda, Mohula, Rapadu, Magistrate Kronje, the magistrate in Rustenburg, they concocted, they acted together in this whole, I don't know how to put it, this acting together in the say whatever that happened to you cannot be documented. I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear.
manje amaphoyisa Mohane, Mabena, uKininda, uMogola namanye amaphoyisa laba bekade benilandela emuva nomantshi lo waseRustenburg nomantshi uKronje bebonke bona bebakade bezwana ngento eyodwa yokuthi bangabhali into ebekade ihamba ngendlela.
So perhaps if something can be clarified. Reference has been made about a magistrate who took a statement in Rustenburg. I think that's a slip of the tongue.
No, a magistrate that he appeared before in Rustenburg, they might not have given him the opportunity to speak.
Uthi ukhuluma ngomantshi lo ovele kuye eRustenburg lo ngakunikanga ithuba lokuthi ukhulume. Bonke labantu laba
Even
bona
Boysbeck.
nase Boksburg nomantshi wase Boksburg. Bonke labantu bebakade besebenzisana bayenza into eyodwa bangabhali into ebekade ibonakala noma efanele bebakade bebhala.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyethemba ngizoqala eRustenburg.
My lord, I would start in Rustenburg.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyethemba iphepha laseRustenburg akukho pokubhala khona ukuthi magistrate wangibuza ukuthi nkosi enkantolo.
I believe on the transcripts in Rustenburg there is nowhere where it states that the magistrate asked me a certain question.
Okunye nkosi enkantolo into engiyithandayo nguye kade efunda leli phepha laseRustenburg akaze angitshela ukuthi magistrate uthe kuntanzi.
Again, I like it because the state is the one that was reading the document from Rustenburg, and there is nowhere where he says the magistrate said, my apologies, to Ntanzi.
Kube mhlambe bengitshela ukuthi magistrate wangibuza so ngizomphendula ngearts engcono nkosi enkantolo ukuthi mhlambe bayiteam or abasiyona iteam.
And if it would have been stated that the magistrate said something to me, then I would be able to respond on whether were they a team or not a team.
Ngibuyele nkosi enkantolo eBosberg.
Then I will go to Boksburg.
Bosberg ngile ngelanga lokuqala.
I went on the first day.
Elesibili ngazama ukuphakamisa isandla isicelo sami sangemukeleka.
And on the second day, when I appeared, I tried raising my hand and my request was not accepted.
Ngaya futhi ngai5 kaMarch 2021.
I then went again on the 5th of March 2021
Isicelo sami semukeleka nkosi enkantolo.
and my request was accepted.
Ngiyema lapho nkosi enkantolo.
I would stop there, my lord.
So, yeah, on the aspect of the police, all of them, they decided to note no injuries, including the dentist.
Manje namaphoyisa bonke lamaphoyisa nalo dokotela lo bekade ekuhlola amazinyo bonke bavele bakhulumisana ukuthi asibhaleni ukuthi lo muntu akalimala.
Ngiyathemba nkosi enkantolo mangikhumbula kahle into engikhuluma phambi nkosi enkantolo ngithemba ngisikhumbule ngibuziwa ngokulimala ngibuzwa ehlabana ngokulimala ku-doctor oyengi-check amazinyo ngikhumbule ngikhuluma leyo nto leyo.
My lord, I believe I have mentioned in court that I do not remember being asked about any injury in Tlhabane by that particular doctor.
Naye futhi angikhumbula ngibuza nkosi enkantolo.
And even himself, I don't remember asking me.
Ngishilo nkosi enkantolo ukuthi lo muntu lo wayenza lento yamazinyo kuphela ngaphuma ngayihambela.
I did mention that that particular person, he just checked my tooth and I left.
Ngibuyele lapha emaphoyiseni nkosi enkantolo.
I would then go back to the police officers.
Ukube nkosi enkantolo kwaqhamuka mhlawumbe iphoyisa le uniform or iphoyisa engalalaziyela ngibuza ngokushaba kwami angizoliphendula nkosi enkantolo.
If, my lord, there was a police officer that was wearing uniform who had came and asked me about myself being assaulted, I was going to inform them.
Ngebhadi nangephutha nkosi enkantolo ngangilokhu ngidibane nebandla lona lelo nkosi enkantolo.
Unfortunately, my lord, I had only met this particular group of police officers.
And in the comment regarding Ms. Kronje, the one that you made at Boksburg on the 24th of June 2020?
Manje wena uphawula uthini ngomantshi uKronye lo ohlangene naye nge-24 zika June 2020.
Nkosi enkantolo kube naye umama lo mlungu wangibuza ngangizomtshela straight nkosi enkantolo mina.
My lord, even if that white lady had asked me, I was going to tell her straight.
Manje ayikho into angibuza yona nkosi enkantolo.
But there is nothing that she asked me about.
And the interpreter that was there on the 24th of June 2020?
Utoliki lo bekade ekhona nge-24 zika June 2020 yena.
Ngiyethemba nkosi enkantolo ngishilo naye lapho ukuthi nazange ngibuze next yime ngamtshela lokho ngikucela kuya kuphela angisho ukuthi konke angibuza yona.
I believe I have mentioned in court that there is nothing that she had asked me about. I am the one who had made requests to her.
Now, the way I understand the prosecutor is talking about a conspiracy. All the police, they were involved in a conspiracy. And even according to what you're saying, even the magistrate and even the interpreter at Boxbeck, they were involved in the conspiracy.
Manje inkantolo ithi into ezwisisayo umshushisi kusho ukuthi yena uthi kuwe bonke labantu laba amaphoyisa umantshi utoliki bonke laba awuhlangene nabo kusho ukuthi bona bayenza imbumba bathi ngontanzi nayi into esizoyisho bakhulume into eyodwa.
Angibazi inkosi enkantolo mina ngani ngoba kube mhlambe wayengibuza umuntu engangifika kwe ngangizomtshela angibuza khona azange ngadibana nombuzo amaphoyisa lenkosi enkantolo akaze kufika amaphoyisa kuthiwa angiwazi bengilokhu nje ngihamba namaphoyisa la engiwazi inkosi enkantolo.
I do not know, my lord, if there was any of them who had asked me a question, then I was going to be able to respond, because the police officers, I had only met these police officers that were in my company.
Thank you, my lord. That concludes the cross-examination from the state.
Uthi uyabonga umshushisi sekaqedile ukukubuza imibuzo.
Any re-examination?
Indeed so, my lord. My lord, I see we left with 10 minutes, but I'm going to extract it for this important point, and then I'll see where it takes us. Then we'll go to tomorrow.
Sir, you want us to adjourn or not?
No, let's
You mustn't
proceed.
complain about time because
Let's proceed.
you have all the time.
Yes.
If
Let's
you want
go.
us to adjourn, to come back tomorrow, no problem.
No, I want to put this one question.
So you're talking to who now?
So sorry, my lord. I'm talking to the court. I just want to put this
Talking
one
to the court facing that way.
I'm multitasking, my lord, as the
I
court
see.
faces. I'm going to refer you to exhibit RR1. I'm not sure whether it's in front of you.
Uthi ummeli siqhubeke ngalo bufakazi buka RR1
Do you have it in front of you?
iyona le RR1.
And I'm going to catch it at the tail end. That is the appearance of the 22nd of January 2021. And the first part has been read into record by the court, which says, accused, do you confirm that you have terminated the instructions of Mr. And it says indistinct. Then accused replies, he says, it is so, your worship. And the
Uthike.
court, let me read it until the fourth, just before the 10th line. And then the court says, so going forward, what are you intending to do? And the accused say, I, and then indistinct services of legal aid attorney and indistinct to assist me because I want to open a case against Mr. Mjiako.
Uthi ke uzoyibamba emsileni la ukuthi kugcinwe kukhulunywa ngelanga le-22 zika January 2021 la ukuthi umantshi uye wathi uyavuma wena ukuthi usuyahoxisa ukusetshenziswa kukamnumzane bese lana akuzange kubhalwe ukuthi umnumzane ubani wena wathi yebo kunjalo nkosi yenkantolo umantshi wabuza ukuthi manje ukuya phambili so uzimisele ukuthi uzoyenza njani wena waphendula wathi mina bese lana kwangazwakali ukusetshenziswa kwabameli be-legal aid bese kwangazwakali nokuthi wena waqhubeka wathi ukuthi bakusize ngoba ufuna ukuvulela ufuna ukuvula icala uvulela umnumzana Mjiako.
Yebo inkosi enkantolo ngakusho.
Yes, my lord, I did say that.
And why did you want to open the case against Mr. Mjiako?
Kungani wawukade ufuna ukuvulela umnumzana Mjiako icala?
Inkosi enkantolo okokuqala ngqa. Ubaba uMjiyakho azange atshene inkantolo ukuthi ngishaye.
My lord, first and foremost, Mr. Mjiako did not inform the court that I was assaulted.
Okwesibili inkosi enkantolo ngiqambela amanga ukuthi uthunywe ifamily.
Secondly, he was lying that he was sent by my family.
Okwesithathu inkosi enkantolo usuka la ngishiye emaseleni yothe ecourt Rustenburg ngiyagula.
Thirdly, he went to court in Rustenburg and said I was sick.
Okunye inkosi enkantolo akwawungiphatha kabuhlungu kuye. Wayengeza ukukhuluma nami njengeloya njengamanye amalwala engiwathole afika ke mazokhuluma nami e-police station ejele.
Again, my lord, he was not behaving as an attorney coming to consult me as other attorneys have came to consult me in prison.
Njengoba ngangifuna ukwazi nokuthi inkosi enkantolo ubani umuntu kahle kahle amthumile nokuthi mangihamba ngiya court mangihamba ngiya kuphi kuphi fanele afike ngifuna ukwazi lo muntu loyo amkhombe phambi kwe court ngithi nje ngicela ukumvulela icala inkosi enkantolo.
And I wanted to know who exactly has instructed him to go to all the court appearances where I was, and that is why I had said I wanted to open a case for him, my lord.
Nanokuthi ubani lo muntu wayembhadala inkosi enkantolo.
And also find out who was paying him.
And now we go to line 24, same page, page 1 of the proceedings of the 22nd of January 2021. And the court in reply to that, it says, Mr. Ntanzi, the court has heard you that you want to apply for legal aid and also that you want to give instructions for other things. So this matter today is transferred to the regional court for you to be appearing there, and you will make an application for legal aid and you will instruct an attorney for legal aid, whatever you are dissatisfied about. So your matter is now transferred to the regional court in Tlhabane. You will appear on the 2nd of February 2021. You will remain in custody for now. There is no bail.
Bese ke inkantolo yona yaqhubeka yathi Mnumzane Ntanzi, inkantolo iyezwa ukuthi wena uthi ufaka isicelo sokumelwa abameli abangakhokhelwa be-legal aid, bese ke ufuna ukuthi ubatshele izinto ezithize, bese ke okwanamhlanje icala lihlehliselwa enkantolo eyaseTlhabane e-regional court la ukuthi wena uzoya uyovela khona bese uyofaka leso sicelo sokuthi umelwe abameli be-legal aid, bese uyabatshela ke ukuthi wena ufuna ukubatshela ini izinto ezingakwenelisi. Leli cala ke lona lihlehliselwa khona enkantolo yaseTlhabane, wena uzobuya nge-2 zika February 2021 uzohlala usaboshiwe ngoba awunayo ibail.
Yebo inkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord, it is correct.
And then your response is, yes, your worship, yes, indistinct, my children, indistinct, thank you. And the court goes on, you give further instructions to legal aid, thank you. Then the matter is postponed to the 2nd of February 2021.
Bese ke wena waphendula wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo, yebo, bese kwaba nento engazwakali lana, wathi izingane zami, bese kwaba nento engazwakali, wabonga, bese inkantolo yona yathi usozo chazisela laba abe-legal aid uma ufika kubona. Inkantolo bese ngalelo langa yahlethisela icala emuva ihlethisela i-2 zika February 2021.
Now, just for clarification purpose, do you recall what you said? Because it says here indistinct, but something about your children. Do you recall what you addressed the court on about your children?
Usakhumbula ukuthi lana wawukade utheni labo uthi yebo nkosi yenkantolo yebo, bese akuzwakalanga lana ukuthi wawuthini, kodwa wakade ukhuluma ngeingane zakho. Usakhumbula ukuthi wawuthini?
Angisakhumbuli kahle inkosi enkantolo ngoba kube mhlambe kubhaliwe kuvele konke ngizokhumbula mangijana.
I do not recall, my lord. If it was written, then I would be able to elaborate.
Ngoba into mina ngangilokho ngikhala ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo yaseRustenburg, ngangikhala ngenhlamvu inkosi enkantolo ngicela ukuzibona ngoba eRustenburg isikhathi esiningi izingane beyifika izongivakashela ukuthi inhlamvu zayifunana endlini, mina ngihlala nomuntu iyangimangaza namanje lento lena ukuthi zazibeke obani babevule ngani futhi nakhona endlini yami nje. Ngiyafuna ukwazi nalapho inkosi enkantolo.
Because, my lord, in Rustenburg, I wanted to know about the ammunition, on how did the ammunition get to my house and who opened for them and how was it possible that I had ammunition in my house and the children were visiting me. So I wanted answers, my lord.
As the court pleases, my lord, we are at the end of the day. Should we take a long adjournment until tomorrow?
Okay. We adjourn until tomorrow.
As the court proceeds.
Sobuya kusasa.